بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على سيد المرسلين. Good morning, my students. This is Dr. Zilfى. Today, inshallah, we'll discuss conjunctive adverbs. As you know, you may have an idea about them before, but today we'll give examples and more examples, and we will discuss their functions, and we will have also some exercises to practice and to fix the ideas. Okay. Now, first of all, what are conjunctive adverbs? Conjunctive adverbs belong to the family of connectors. They are conjunctions. They are types of conjunction. Again, maybe the sound was low. Conjunctive adverbs belong to the family of connectors. They are words that join independent clauses, independent ideas. A clause is a full sentence with a subject and a verb, and other words if we need. So, two independent clauses. None of them depend on the other in meaning. When you read one of them or you write one of them, it gives you a complete meaning. It's meaningful. You don't need any other sentence to make it meaningful. A conjunctive adverb helps you to create a shorter sentence. Now, when you use a conjunctive adverb, put a semicolon, as you see, here's the semicolon, before it and a comma after it. Okay, here is an example. We have many different sizes of this shirt. However, it comes in only one color. However, here it expresses contrast. You see, this is the conjunctive adverb. However, there is a semicolon before it and a colon and a comma after it. And you see, the first idea, we have many different sizes of this shirt. Okay, meaningful sentence. It comes only in one color. The shirts come only in one color. Okay, another different idea. Okay, but I join these two ideas in using the conjunctive adverb, however. This is the form of conjunctive adverbs. We start with a many clause, number one, plus semicolon after the many clause and before the conjunctive adverb. After the conjunctive adverb, we have a comma and the second main clause. Here is the first many clause, the semicolon, the conjunctive adverb, the comma, and the second independent idea. However, I have a complete one sentence joined together with the conjunctive adverb. Okay? Conjunctive adverbs are groups of words. The number of conjunctive adverbs may express the same idea. They are not used haphazardly. They are used to indicate meaning. Okay? They join together sentences to strengthen meaning and to add, sometimes to add ideas, sometimes to sequence ideas, sometimes to make comparison and so on. Let's see here the conjunctive adverbs which are useful in adding information. You see here the function, you see here the function here, function addition. What adverbs do we use to add information? We use additionally, also, besides, not beside, besides, furthermore, and moreover. We will see them in examples in details to clarify their use and meaning. Consequence, something follow each other. Consequently, accordingly, so, therefore, thus. We want to sequence ideas, something follows the other, the one before, so we use these conjunctive adverbs. Comparison, to compare things. To compare means to show similarity. Comparison, we use alternatively, similarly, and likewise. Contrast is to say the opposite, an opposing idea. If not, however, nevertheless, otherwise, conversely. Emphasis uses use certainly, definitely, indeed, of course, naturally. Clarification, for example, we give examples to clarify ideas. We say, for example, for instance, namely, i.e., notably. Let's see them in context to understand and to realize their use in context. Meaning of conjunctive adverbs, to add ideas. Which conjunctive adverbs we use to use ideas, to add ideas, as you see here, additionally, also, besides, furthermore, and moreover. Let's see them in sentences. Here we see them in sentences. For example, we clarify the meaning now here and the use and in context. In context, we say we should talk about Tyler's grade. It's an independent idea. We should talk about Tyler's grade. We don't need any other information to complete the meaning. It's independent. Okay. Additionally, I add more information to what we will do. We should discuss their behavior. Okay, we should discuss Tyler's behavior. It's an independent idea, but the two ideas are joined together with additionally. Chris enjoys making snowmen. Also, this is a conjunctive adverb, as you see. Also, before also we have a semicolon, and after also we have a comma. She loves making snowmen, and she loves throwing snowball. Okay, that car was too slow for me. Besides, it is too expensive. Okay, adding to it's being too slow, it is too expensive. You are grounded for 3 weeks. It means you are imprisoned or prevented from meeting people for 3 weeks. Furthermore, you cannot text anyone on your phone. Okay. Male songbirds compete for food. In addition, they compete for mates. Okay. I love that writer's latest novel. Moreover, their book of poetry is beautifully written. So every time we add an additional idea, which is independent from the idea before, but we join them together with the conjunctive adverbs, composing one complete sentence, one coordinating sentence. Okay. Number 2, conjunctive adverbs which are used to express cause and effect. As you see here, conjunctive adverbs can show the cause and the effect of an action. In these cases, the first clause is the cause and the conjunctive adverb transitions to the effect. It takes us to the effect. These conjunctive adverbs include accordingly, consequently, hence, then, therefore, thus. Here are some examples of these conjunctive adverbs which express cause and effect. The weather forecast predicts rain. Okay, an independent sentence. Just tell me that it will rain. Accordingly, I will bring my umbrella. You see? So the first is the cause. Why will you bring your umbrella? Because the weather forecast predicts rain. So we say accordingly, because it will rain, accordingly, I will bring my umbrella. The thunder and lightning were intense, very heavy. Okay. Consequently, the crowd dispersed. People spread everywhere, maybe they go to their homes or whatever. Billion did not study for the test. Hence, he failed. Someone who does not study, the result is failure. Billion did not study for the test, hence, he failed. Okay? We need to research forms of renewable energy like sun and air. Then we can move from fossil fuel, from petrol and oil and coal and so on. So if we have renewable energy, then we can move on from fossil fuels. Okay? So the result from finding renewable energy is avoiding using fossil fuels. We had very different opinions, therefore we went our separate ways. Different opinions, the result is going away from each other. You see? So cause and effect. Because we have different opinions, we went our separate ways. So, but here we use the conjunctive adverb, therefore, in between. So it is a coordinated sentence using the conjunctive adverb. Your mother and I were married 15 years ago. So a father says to his son, your mother and I were married 15 years ago. Thus, our family began. Because we married 15 years ago, our family began. Okay? So these conjunctive adverbs indicate cause and effect. Clarifying points. Clarifying points, it means we use when we want to explain an idea or to strengthen an idea by explanation. We use, for instance, we introduce the evidence, we introduce the clue which supports the idea we are talking about. A strong point often requires examples or evidence to back it up, to support it. Conjunctive adverbs are a great way to transition from your point to the evidence you need, to the clue you need, to the example you need. For example, it is a conjunctive adverb. The phrase, for example, is a conjunctive adverb. As you see here, for example, for instance, namely, and that is. You can see the examples, the detailed examples here using conjunctive adverbs of clarifying points in context. Many speeches will be impacted by construction because the governments and people are building a lot of buildings and constructions. Many of speeches will be impacted, will end, will distinct. For example, the example of the species that will be impacted is blue jays live in these trees, a type of birds which live in these trees. Okay? Gail is a gifted artist. How do you support the idea? You say so. You say, for instance, she won Nobel Prize for Arts. She's a gifted she's a gifted artist. How to support or how to explain that she is a gifted artist? She won the prize, Nobel Prize for Arts. I think of many ways for you to help. Namely, you can clean up this mess. To support the idea of helping you, I advise you to clean this mess. This book is not enjoyable to read. That is, it includes boring ideas. That is, it includes boring ideas or boring details. So it's not enjoyable. How to support the idea that it is not enjoyable? Because it has redundancy and boring details. Now, comparing two ideas. When we compare two ideas, it means you find the similarity between them. You can use conjunctive adverbs, likewise and similarly, to express similarity between things. Here we have example. Oliver loves to repair cars. Likewise, his brother Simon enjoys it. Both of them like, they have this desire or this ability to repair cars. They are similar. Likewise, his brother. Oliver Twist, likewise his brother. Both of them like repairing cars. The grapes are wilting in the sun. Similarly, the tomatoes are overheated. The sun is strong, so grapes and tomatoes are both affected. Okay, so they are similar in the effect of the sun on them. Similarly and likewise. Contrasting ideas, it's expressing opposing ideas, not similar ideas. Now compare to express similar ideas. To contrast, to express opposite ideas. And here we have the conjunctive adverb, which we use to express contrasting ideas, which are, however, instead, nevertheless, rather, regardless, and still. You have to understand the meaning of the conjunctive adverb. If you don't understand the meaning, you don't know their function, and you will misuse them. Here are some examples of conjunctive adverbs which express contrasting ideas. I want to see a scary movie. However, my friend wanted to see a comedy. You see, two opposite moods. He wants to see a scary movie. However, his friend wanted to see a comedy. So two opposite moods. Now, we had planned on going out to dinner, or instead, we cooked dinner at home. So, number 3, Eric did not like to study. Nevertheless, he worked hard to pass the exam. You see the opposite ideas. He does not like to study, or he did not like to study, or nevertheless, he worked hard to pass the exam, to pass the history test. There is no shortage of basic skills in this workplace. There is no shortage of basic skills. It means the workers in this workplace are good. There's no shortage of basic skills in this workplace. Rather, the problem is poor management. Okay, but the problem the opposite of shortage skills. Okay, that the problem is poor management. Okay. He is a hardworking man, regardless he has limited abilities. Okay, someone who is a hard worker or a hardworking person generally have good abilities, but because here he is a working man regardless to his limited abilities. He has limited abilities, but he works hard. So also opposing ideas. She passed the exam with average scores. Still, she needs to make more effort. Average scores is not good. So still she needs to make more effort. Okay. Number 6, emphasizing a point. We use the conjunctive adverbs to emphasize ideas. As you see here, the conjunctive adverbs which are used for emphasis are again, certainly, indeed, moreover, of course. Look at the example. She is an intelligent student. Again, she has achieved the highest score. I emphasize here on her intelligence. I emphasize the idea of her intelligence. Again and again, she has achieved the highest scores. Stay away from the water. Certainly, you don't want to fall in. I'm sure that you don't want to fall in water. So please stay away from the water. Certainly, you don't want to fall in. Okay. So I emphasize the idea that you have to stay away from water because you don't. I'm sure that you don't want to fall in. This is a wonderful investment, a project to gain money. Indeed, I have made much more money than what I paid. Okay. Eric hated watching TV. Moreover, it was a waste of time. Okay. Decreasing homework leads to higher school engagement. Of course, we want our students to be engaged. You emphasize the idea of decreasing homework. I'm sure that you like this idea that you want a very few number of pieces of homework. So because you think that will be engaged, and so you will have some homework, work in groups, to practice using conjunctive adverbs. Actually, we haven't finished still. We have other 5 types of conjunctive adverbs that we will discuss in the next lecture. See you, goodbye.